Traders, the weekly time frame Bitcoin. Okay, so we've had a weekly bearish candle, a doji, and now currently, well, it's still working itself out. Let's just go to the daily time frame here. Open it up. All right, so this high to low here, that's the doji, the previous week, in indecision candle, and then prior to that we had this bearish candle. But we can see here that the candle high and candle low, just the difference, right? So Bitcoin's been under pressure. Some would argue that this is a bearish head and shoulders. Now, I don't really go on a head and shoulders so much, but I'm more interested in how price action is shaping up and just we know where we're at in terms of weekly and daily price movement. Now, we've had high to low retrace, high to low retrace. This is pulling back into the high of the previous week, last week. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, what I've done here is I've marked up the last 3 daily candles, daily high and low. And what's interesting on this time frame is this, right? For one thing, we're pulling into a previous weekly high. We've had, and I'm always interested in these 3 drive patterns. So we've got drive 1, drive 2, drive 3, losing steam. And I'm wondering now, whether we're in for a little bit of a correction. That's what I'm thinking, right? So just get rid of these drawings for a second. Yeah, definitely the 3 drive, we could pull that through here, right? 3 touches. And I mean, look, you could argue there's a Elliott wave, 5-wave thing going on, possibly ABC correction. I'm not an Elliott wave guy, but I think I mentioned that in my previous video. I do look at these weekly and daily price ranges and to see how price is reacting around them. So, I mean, look, we've got this pullback here, and look, for all I know, this could take off from here, fib retrace, low to high, right? Comes back into equilibrium, and then, we're off again. That's a possibility, all right? But, I'm just thinking, see how this was a strong move. Momentum was strong. Momentum not as strong, and then it's kind of more or less tapering off. And you're getting this sort of topping price action. Let's have a look at the 1-hour chart. This is what I'm talking about here. Rally, and then it's starting to kind of lean over like a fishing rod, right? Yeah, and I've got these 3 daily highs and lows marked up along with the weekly. So the thing is, like, we've traded into these weekly high, low, pull back into equilibrium. The move down into equilibrium just makes a lot of sense to me with the weekly time frame, and a correction after this 3 drive pattern kind of makes sense. We're also, trading into resistance. We've got the weekly and daily, the previous highs that we're pushing into. So if we look at this from this perspective, low to high, a pullback down into here, into this 50%, isn't out of the question for me. So I wouldn't be buying at a premium like this. And look at the resistance that it's trading into. There's a ton of liquidity resting up above here as well, in the form of buy stops. Okay, that these guys shorted, their stops go above here, and this moves up into it and eats up this liquidity. All right, big money buys down in here. That's smart money accumulates at the base, and this is an ideal location on the chart for these longs to pair with this liquidity for a pullback. All right, so that's what I'm seeing. Look, I'd be looking at this on a lower time frame. I'd go down to a maybe 30 minutes, not a bad time frame to track this. And look, I am bullish. Keep an eye on the Nasdaq, the tech stocks. If the Nasdaq picks up and we see continuation bullish, actually, just have a quick look, and I just did this in my last video. The Nasdaq and Bitcoin are fairly closely correlated. right? So just keep an eye on here we go. Look, the NASDAQ. See what we've got here. We've got a similar situation where we have this 3 drive pricing and then this lower high break of market structure. Okay, so watch out for this, guys. And we could see a little bit more downside, possibly. I mean, can it rally from here? Yeah, sure it can. But just in terms of this price action, this doesn't inspire. This inspires me here, right? That inspires me. That inspires me. But yeah, then you get this deeper pullback. All right, 3 drives, deep pullback, lower high, yeah, and it starts to drop off. So, and look, if this pulls back any further, I would expect point to follow, to be honest. So let's just go back to Bitcoin. I think that was the chart we were looking at. Yeah, I'm looking at the possibility we see it drop, and the way that I'd be looking to trade this is if we go to we're on a 30-minute. Have a look at how it'll rally, and then we get the pullback. It rallies, and then we get the pullback. Rallies, and then we get the pullback. And then after every pullback, we get a break of market structure, right? Higher high, higher low, sets up. This is just a really simple trading strategy, right? Trend continuation, the retrace, and then it breaks structure. And then we just follow the breakout of this retrace. I marked this up on my last video. I think it was a CAD yen. All right. Okay. Now, every now and again, and this was very similar to the CAD yen actually. Okay. So you've got this bullish price action going on, and then bang, right? It takes out all of these stops that are under here. So I would be watching this. Now it's pulling back, and look, just track it until it decides to rotate. Where are we? I've got a thing here somewhere. There it is. Just track it until it does that. I personally, I have this 50 to 61.8 level down here, Mark. That's my point of interest because I want to see it pull back into equilibrium from this span, this price range. That and if it holds here and we see it start to rotate, that would be, that would be an entry point for me, something like that. But I don't want to be buying up here at a premium. Everything's telling me to be careful and wait for a possible pullback. And I mean, look, the pullback could be, guys, it could be brutal. So just, watching price action and waiting for that. Look, it may or may not happen here. It might happen down here. Who knows, right? But wherever this lower highs, lower lows shifts gears and we get a break of structure, then that's your key to look to get involved. So, yeah, at the moment, there's no trade, but I thought I'd just do the video to give you my perspective and my trading plan, waiting for the opportunity possibly to go long. Look, if the stock markets pull back and then rally, I'm all in, right? So that's it. Guys, I would really love it if you commented. Definitely share your thoughts. That would be awesome down below. And, yeah, with that, I hope you have a great day. Safe trading, and see you in the next one.